All right, so hi everyone. My name is Akua Ohenewaa and I'm your host for this amazing podcast. It's called The Pod, Past, Present, and Future Gen. So here I'll be having informal conversations with an array of people from the past generation, present generation, and future generation, and we're speaking about how their upbringing, experiences, and how they feel that some societal norms can be changed to eradicate the continuous rise in gun and knife crime. So I'm recording this in the month of April, and I would have assumed that there won't be any deaths recorded of young people being stabbed or whatever to death. But there was a case a few days ago, and it's given me more motivation to even do this. So before I go any further, I'm gonna try and get you guys to not try and get to know me, but just yeah, get to know more about me. I'll just give you a few facts. This is not a fact, but as part of it, I'm a notebook person. If it's not written down, it's not happening. I did not read all these books. No, my sister did. But hey, there can be a miracle. I could have read all of these. I could have lied to you. I'm not gonna lie to you, okay? So I'm not gonna do that. I didn't read all these books. I've read some, not all. My sister has read more. Like she's read all of it. Okay, cool. So one is I'm British Ghanaian. Listen, I'm so proud. So in Ghana, I'm from a place called Idukrum, which is located in the eastern region of Ghana. It's a very small town, and I love it. We have our own language. It's fantastic culture. I love it. I'm very proud to be from Idukrum. I'm an Okre girl, like hands down. Listen, there's only like 17 of us, but hey, we're doing it big, okay? But yeah, I'm very proud. That's where I'm from. That's where my parents are from. But in London, I'm from East London, and I mean, I was born in East London, lived here like my life basically, and I'm not from the suburbia. I'm not from somewhere that people will class as safe. Up the road, literally like a stone throw from mine, is a road which is labelled, well, it was labelled, I don't know if it's still the case, but in November 2018, it was labelled as the most dangerous or violent road in Britain. I found that hard to believe. And it's hard to believe that because you live in it. But then it's one thing if someone's looking at your home basically and they're like, that place is dangerous. So yeah, that's what it is. That's one fun fact about myself. Um, but I love Walthamstow. This is home. Do you know what I mean? So that's what it is. What else would I say? The second fun fact about myself is I started a not-for-profit organization back in November 2014 called I Am the 139. So the name stems from Psalm 139 verse 14, which states that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. So we're unique. We're God's masterpiece. There's no one like us. So the main purpose of creating that organization is to encourage people, particularly young people. That's where my heart is, man. Particularly young people, to be the best version of themselves. Like you're cheating yourself and you're cheating the world. If like you're doing the world and yourself particularly a great disservice if you're not living to your maximum potential. So we organize events every year, and that is to help them with nurturing their personal career development. And we're also looking at how we can also educate young people. When I say young people, like professionals and all of that, because some people still need some questions to be answered. So we're there for them as well. Our last event educated young people on personal finance and yeah, personal finance knowledge really. So we educated them on that. But yeah, that's what we do annually. And we've also taken our work overseas, where we're raising funds to publish a primary school back in Ghana in Idukrum for Start at Home. Charity starts at home. So yeah, that's what we're doing as well. I am the Sanko. I am. I am Sanko Project. Not I am the Sanko. I am Sanko Project. So that's what it is. But yeah, all in all, so that started that. But the main thing is I love working with young people, and that's where I thrive. I thrive in a people-centered organization. That's me. So work with young people is always been a thing I've enjoyed. It's something I love doing. Um, I won't stop, can't stop, won't stop. It's a passion. Do you know what I mean? If it's a passion, like you just can't get it out of you. So that's me. And the last one I will say is I enjoy music. So I mean, I think if you don't like music, then, but I really enjoy music in the sense that I love to hear music and I like to tear it apart and I like to pick out key bits that make the music or make the song what it is. Don't ask me why, but I enjoy that. I love it. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you an example because what will happen is you'll think, rah, I always knew Akua was weird, but this girl is very weird. But I will say I'm unique. But yeah, that's all it is really. No, that's I'm doing is a podcast. So this will be seen as a hub, like a research hub for people to be able to access. It's going to be there for life. Um, and it's there for people to, it's to inspire people to strengthen their relationships at home. Okay. So there's obviously this statistic of one of the reasons why a lot of young boys are losing their lives to this whole gun and knife crime epidemic is because some are seeking love elsewhere. That's how to put it in a like in a long story short thing, whatever type of way, shortened version of the long story. Um, there's some that there isn't a strong relationship in certain homes, and thus it's leading the young men to go and find love elsewhere, i.e. at the wrong place at the wrong time. Don't get me wrong, there are some situations where some children are getting mixed up in things. I say children, but you know what I mean. There's some people being at the wrong place at the wrong time. We understand that, we acknowledge that. But in other situations, there's a thing where young people are finding love in other places and thus being at the wrong place at the wrong time, which ends their lives basically. That's what it is. In essence, that's what it is. And we're trying to stop that. So this is what this podcast is about. So it's an innovative strategy for well, to the list of contributions. There are tons of contributions. Everyone is, I say everyone, but a lot of people are working to try and eradicate this issue. But this is my contribution, I guess, because I think I underestimated it. I took it on as a project I wanted to do back in September 2018. And I realized it's actually bigger than me. Like it's actually massive. It's a huge thing. Emotionally, it's hard. And thankfully, I have not lost anyone to gun and knife crime. I haven't. But I don't want to wait to that stage where it happens before I act. I'm sorry, I can't afford to do that. So I've decided to do this after conducting research with friends and family and other people. I One of the things that stood out was the lack of love or the lack of love. So I thought I would delve into it from the parents' perspective. So, and of course the children as well. So this in essence is to try and strengthen those relationships. And of course, even if, of course, the key question is there someone at home you can strengthen that relationship with? So of course, if it isn't a parent, maybe your guardian or your carer or whatever it is, there needs to be someone, there should be, in an ideal world, there should be someone that can be there for you in times good or bad, so that it helps you, right? And it just helps you develop in the right way and hopefully save lives as well. So that's that. Um, so who is this podcast for? This podcast is for the parents who wish to build a strong relationship with their children. Also goes out to those who are interested in gathering more research to help, of course, with this issue. And most importantly, to the young people at risk. Your parents might have gone through what they've gone, like what you're going through now. I say this in the other recordings I've made with the other guests, but they've probably gone through what you're going through now. What may be different will be the environment that they experienced this in. So, for instance, maybe your parents didn't grow up here; they grew up wherever they grew up. I don't know whatever country it is, whatever. My parents didn't grow up here; they grew up back in Ghana. But it's just that it's a thing where it's a different environment, yes, but there's similar situations that you're going through that they've already gone through. So there's nothing new. Do you know what I mean? They've lived it. Do you know what I'm saying? So hopefully this podcast can help break the ice a bit, so that it's easier for you to converse about some certain things you're struggling with. So yeah, and just help them, like help you as young people to know that there are people that care about you. I think culturally, from I can speak for the West African side. I don't know. In fact, don't speak for Ghana. I don't know every other country, but let me speak for Ghana. But generally, that even hugs aren't apparent in certain homes. I mean, I'm thankful that I have quite liberal and flexible parents in the sense that, I mean, I love you is not foreign in this house. Kisses aren't foreign. Hugs aren't foreign. Do you know what I mean? Whereas in certain homes, it's a big thing. It's like you don't. It doesn't happen. It doesn't work that way. So just introduce the little things like that make a difference to, of course, breaking the ice. In my house, we're recording this in my crib. Like I, I wish, do you know, I'll take a picture of the setup so you can see what it is. But literally, my laptop, my mic, everything. Yeah, we're recording this. But we're based in London. I say we, me, myself, and I, based in London. But this issue. This is not just, you know, it's saving lives. Primarily, is saving lives. This is the aim for us to at least save one life, if more, fantastic, or at least even prolong someone's life, yeah, on the earth. But strengthening relationships in a child's development is key, full stop. Like, and there's this can help you develop your like the relationship between you and your child, you know, between a carer and you know, whatever it is. So we're strengthening relationships, not just in London, not just in England, not just in the UK, not just in Europe. Okay, you know I'm going this on. Not just in the world, yeah, basically. So everywhere we're trying to strengthen relationships, like across. So hopefully by strengthening the relationship, it'll be easier for certain conversations to be had at home rather than elsewhere. I hope you get where I'm going to. Okay, so why are we doing this? Okay, so I think I touched on it earlier. Normally, I say normally, sometimes people act based on what they've gone through, so experience, like they're reactive. And like I said earlier, I haven't lost anyone to gun and knife crime. I know people who have lost people, but I don't. It's something that keeps me like it keeps my mind racing type of thing. Like I'm trying to figure out why certain people do what they do. Why would you do this XYZ? You know, so this is my contribution to how we can try and fix it. I feel the need to do something. And if I feel the need to do, like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to see what I can do. Initially, I thought it was going to be easier, but no, it's hard. Emotionally, it's hard to get yourself involved in something like this. But this is my stance I've taken on it. So, yeah, that's that. So someone might say why, I'm like, why not? But they like, you know, there have been so many remedies. People are developing things. People, I'm not going to say who's done what because the list is endless. Some I know about, some I don't know about. But people are doing fantastic things. People are doing amazing things, but they're not reaching everyone, if that makes sense. So everyone is reaching a certain pool of people. I'm trying with what I have, with who I know, to reach as many people as possible to try and make a change in someone's house, in someone's family, in someone's setting. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to do. So yeah, like I said earlier on, if at least if it saves one life or at least extends someone's life, we're doing something right. So yeah, that's primarily what it is I'm trying to do. And have I done that? So I've done who, what, I've done who, done what, I've done where, why. Yeah, I've done all of them, innit? Okay, so it's really 4 W's, not 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4. Sorry. And then the last one is how. So of course we're recording this all online. Information and data from these podcast recordings can be collated to strengthen parent and child relationships at home. Like I said earlier, primarily that's what it is. That's what we're trying to do. And would it not be great, you know, to hear that people have been like people like, do you know what I mean? It's just nice to hear that lives have been saved, or even people have more hope in life now because they're realizing that, oh, hold on, mom, I never knew that you struggle with this too, or dad, I never knew you struggle with this too. That's the same as me. Do you know what I mean? Like little things like that make a difference. So let's just open the conversation. Let's try and make home a nice place, somewhere people can chill at, somewhere people can feel safe to talk about anything and everything. This is for the parents, yeah. So I'm speaking to parents now. I'm not a parent myself yet, but I work in a child setting, so I work in education. So that's my exposure to work with young people. But what I would say from the parents' perspective, converse with your children. Don't speak at your children, converse with your children. So this is the past gen, yeah. Present gen is, I would say, between the people that are now starting to have children. You've experienced what you've experienced, pardon, with your parents. You know what worked for you, what didn't work for you, and now you're older. You know how you're going to inspire your children, and you know how you're going to raise your children. So these conversations, pardon, should hopefully inspire you to acknowledge certain things you're challenging, and certain challenges that you're facing, that you're trying to understand. So this will be good for you and for the future gen as well. This is just to give you some hope and understand that we are behind you, whether we know you personally or not. We are behind you, that we're here, we care. I'm here, like my DMs are always open, do you know what I mean? Like, and the people that I've got on here, they're people who are like, they're easy to connect with. I purposely chose certain people for obvious reasons, not obvious reasons, but for specific reasons. People that share the same vision of trying to, of course, make a change in the community. So we're all here for you. We're cheering you on from a distance, whatever it is. And if you have any questions or any queries, you can just give me a shout. So you can find me on Instagram, on Twitter. I never knew the day will come that I have to do this intro. But you can find me on Insta, on Twitter, at ITSKUA. So that's at ITSKUA. Of course, visuals are available on Instagram, on my Instagram page. But we'll be, discussing. Sorry, I just wanted to bring out, just give you a rough idea of some of the things we'll be discussing with people. So we'll be discussing like things like family dynamics, or crazy experiences, or education, pride, like Black pride, what else? Relationships, money management, things like that. So everything that they experienced when they were growing up, and of course what they're experiencing now as well. So with regards to how this will be played out, we have past gen. So it's a 3-block series, if that makes sense. So there'll be like 3 seasons, but it's not a season, like it's just 3 sets, right? So the first set is past gen. So those are our parents. They are like 50 and above, and they're the ones that have had children. They've been in the game for like a long minute. They know what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? They in terms of, they have the experience. They have that experience. So these are people that have children, or that have been in a position of caring for other people and everything. So these are the kind of people we're working with. So they're going to be speaking about their experiences with their parents. We're not going to interview and pardon grandparents. No, it's not that. We're going to only interview parents. Yeah. So parents 50 and above, I'd say maybe 50 to maybe between 50 and 70. They're at 50, 65, 70. Yeah, all right, let's say 50 to 70. So those are our parents. So they're going to be speaking about their experiences with their own parents, and of course their children. Yeah, cool. And then the next set will be the present gen. So present gen is between age 30 to 40, thereabouts, 30 to 40. So these are the people who are, of course, children of the past gen. They're going to come, they're speaking about, they're most likely, they probably have toddlers at the moment. If anything, I mean, you might get the 1 or 2 that might have like teenagers or whatever, but most likely their children are quite young. So they're now having to implement what they've learned or their experiences with their own parents into their new children that they're bringing forth, XYZ. So we're going to be speaking with them really, about their experiences, any tips they want to share, and what's keeping them alive really. But that's a question we're going to ask everyone as well. And then of course we've got future gen. So we're looking at ages maybe 16 to 21, 22. That's quite a prime age, just where they normally lose their lives. We've also got younger boys. Of course we've got younger cases, but I don't want to delve into that for specific reasons. Like I don't want to have to deal with it's just easier to work with people who are 16 and above. parental consent, yeah, no, we're not doing that. So just 16 to 21, 22 thereabouts. So we've got those as well, future gen. And we'll speak about them, about their goals, their ambitions, probably dip into their experiences as well, and where, what has kept them alive as well, so things like that. But yeah, the key thing is, of course, like I've just said now, what is keeping them alive, or what has kept them alive, and what keeps them going, their motivation. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we'll delve into that. But honestly, I hope you enjoy this as much as I've been dreaming about this. This has been something I've been thinking about for nearly a year. Big shout out to Eagle House Media for getting me to, pen and paper, get writing, thinking, ideas, So I'm just thankful for that. And I'm thankful for the speakers, of course, the guests, the ones that have, contributed their time to make this actually happen. I'm very thankful to them as well. And yeah, I'm just really excited. I just feel like I'm hoping and praying that it makes a difference in someone's life, at least. And I look forward to, of course, carrying on the conversation offline. I say offline after these have been recorded. As I post them, I'm sure we can converse about them in the comments and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm quite excited to embark on this. And of course, feel free to share. Don't be stingy. Yeah, don't be hoarding all of this goodness. Please don't do that. Share. I would say subscribe, but don't subscribe because it's not my YouTube video. But if it ends up on YouTube, subscribe. What else? Follow on social media. So at ITSKUA. I'm currently more active on Instagram just because it's easier to upload videos and everything else. But yeah, at ITSKUA. At ITSKUA. And yeah, this should be the start of many interesting conversations, not just here, but in homes as well. So I hope you're blessed and inspired as you listen to this. And I pray that there's a change in our lives. And I also hope that, anything that has gone wrong in the past in homes that may be suffering, hopefully this will bring some light to any issues people may be facing, and thus rectify that sooner rather than later, so that it doesn't have a negative effect on the young people's lives, the young kings and queens. So yeah, I'm excited. I feel like I'm waffling right now. But the last thing I'm going to say is to all the soldiers and the kings that we've lost, we're just thankful to God for having you on earth, but may your souls rest in perfect peace, and may God continue to be with your families and strengthen them whenever they feel down. And whoever's listening, if you've ever been affected by this, I pray that God keeps you and may he bring you peace and sanity. And everyone that's listening, I hope you're blessed and inspired, and I hope you enjoy this. Thank you. I think I finished it. I think I need to edit certain things. I said spit. I was proud of that. Anyway. Love, you can see that is quail. Alright. Cause really and truly, I want ya. I wouldn't even a crazy young. It's not now that I'm coming to catch any form of flu. Nobody was catching flu in this season. Past, present, and future gen, and the podcast will all of a sudden my mind have phrase. It a phrase. Let me stop this one because yeah, it's a mistake.